Well, welcome to the Friday devotional. John Miller here, and we have been dealing in the month of July on Sunday mornings with the book of Proverbs and extracting wisdom from that amazing book. And Rob Penley is going to give that final message this Sunday on a subject, and I would like to deal with the subject of money this morning for our devotional. What the wise understand about money. Number one, the wise understand the limits of riches. And here we go. I'm just going to read these key passages in Proverbs. All right, 15, 17. Better is a dish of vegetables where love is than a fattened ox and hatred with it. So this is the idea of living in a home that have all the resources, physical resources you ever want, but the relationship in the family is not healthy. 17:1, better is a dry morsel and quietness with it than a house full of feasting with strife. And so some people feel like amassing wealth or having plenty of money is the answer to peace and joy. And Proverbs says, no, it's not. 11:28 says, he who trusts in riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. So he who trusts in riches and believes that that is the answer to happiness. And it really harmonizes with the New Testament passage in 1 Timothy 6:17, where it says, instruct those who are rich in this present life, not to be conceited or to fix their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly supplies us with all things to enjoy. So there's no advantage in being the richest person in the cemetery. George Vanderbilt, who built, and he was a tycoon, I guess you could say, for the beginning of the 19th century, and a railroad baron. His father was they made basically billions if you add it to today's economy. And he built the largest house there in Asheville, North Carolina. And it's called the Biltmore. We've been there. It's a huge place. Well, guess what? He had that built, took several years to build it. He didn't spend much time in it because he went in for an appendectomy surgery and didn't survive it. And was not able, his wife was able, to appreciate that for years later. But man, all that, and yet our body wasn't meant to live forever, and things can happen. And so 23:4-5 says, do not weary yourself to gain wealth. Cease from your consideration of it. Don't weary yourself to gain wealth, as if that's your prime motive in life. When you set your eyes on it, it is gone, for wealth certainly makes itself wings like an eagle that flies toward the heavens. Wow. The wise also understand the danger of dishonest gain. Ill-gotten gain has no lasting value, but right living can save your life. That's 10:2. Bread obtained by falsehood is sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth will be filled with gravel. Sin has an aftertaste, even though it may be filled with affluence. Here's something to put on a paper while you're doing your taxes. And that's from 1922. It says, it is better to be a poor man than a liar. I'll let you think about that one. And the last thing, the wise understand the virtue of generosity. 11:24-25. One man gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous man will be prosperous. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. You cannot outgive God. That's a principle throughout Scripture. And I'm reminded of R.G. Letourneau, who was the inventor of earth-moving machines, many of them, and he made beaucoup, millions and millions of dollars. And he reached the point in his life where he's giving 90% of his money away to missions and ministries. 90%. And so a reporter asked him one day, well, how is it that you're able to give that much money away? And he said this, I shovel out the money out the front door in giving to mission, and God shovels it in the back door, and God has a bigger shovel. I love it. I love it. Proverbs also teaches us to offer our finances to God off the top of what we make. It's kind of interesting in 3, 9, and 10, where it says, honor the Lord from your wealth and from the first of your produce. So your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine. Kind of a principle there. James Kraft, who was the founder of Kraft Foods, he once said, the only investment I ever made which has paid consistently increasing dividends is the money I have given to the Lord. So, and there is more scriptures in Proverbs that deal with money, but I thought it'd be helpful to share these with you this morning, this day, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.